Hey guys, YouTuber 100 here. Okay, alright, now here I am. Now, as I talked about in my last video, now here I am to talk about another type of court-related subject. I'm just going to talk a little bit about Judge Alex case that I had recently found on YouTube. So I'm probably not really gonna spend too much time talking about this. Yeah, just have the full video of the Judge Alex case I'm gonna be talking about down in the description if you want to watch it. And so yeah, so I'm not really gonna talk too much about this because yeah, the video down there will like yeah, you'll hear the whole ordeal that I'm gonna be talking about down in this video. Yeah, the video will explain the whole thing. Right, but yeah, I just wanted to make a video to just really talk about this because just after seeing just the way this defendant in this case acts and really what she did, what she's really being sued for, these acts are just absolutely disgusting. I mean, this is just reminding me of, you remember last year when I made the video about the Judge Judy case of a woman that was suing the mother of a girl that she was responsible for the death of, and she was just suing the mother for total nonsense. And yeah, I mean, this just, yeah, after watching this Judge Alex case, this just kind of reminded me of that because yeah, this is just some kind of a similar type of behavior from the defendant in this case. I mean, this is just disgusting behavior, really, and this just really pissed me the hell off. So, yeah, in this case, on this case, this is about the plaintiff in this case is suing for the death of her pet dog and stuff, and this was just a real loving dog and stuff, and yeah, the defendant in this case, she ended up being responsible for this dog dying, and just yeah, it's just absolutely disgusting. The details, I'm really just gonna spare you because just the details in this are absolutely so disgusting that I just really cannot really talk about them. But yeah, it's just about the defendant in this case, she's responsible for the death of the plaintiff's pet dog, and just, oh gosh, this is just absolutely disgusting. The plaintiff and her mother in this case, they talk about the type of dog that this dog was. Yeah, just the type of pet that this dog was, and just really loving and stuff. And the defendant claims to have loved the dog, but yeah, apparently the dog, I guess didn't like the defendant or something, and I guess it was just because of the way the defendant was treating her or something. I really don't know, but yeah, and yeah, and you just hear the plaintiff talking about their dog and how loving the dog was and all that, and so yeah, and then yeah, you hear then what happens to the dog, and it's just absolutely disgusting what happens. Yeah, I'll spare you the details. Like I said, yeah, it'll be down in the description with the full case on Judge Alex if you want to watch it for yourself, and yeah, you can hear the details there, but I really don't want to talk about them. And yeah, and you had just yeah, with what happened to the dog, and yeah, the defendant really was actually responsible for what happened to her. I mean, it's not really totally revealed if she actually did commit the action that resulted in the dog's death or not, but yeah, the defendant in this case, she's just acting like she did not even care about what happened to the dog, because yeah, how she talks about how she handles this whole thing, it's just absolutely ridiculous. It's just she has absolutely no remorse for what happened to the dog. And yeah, and the defendant in this case, she's just after, yeah, she talks about a bunch of nonsense. After she said she found the dog's body, she was just telling Judge Alex all this nonsense. She brings her was bringing her son into this whole thing, and kind of trying to pin the blame on her son, really, saying that he committed the action that resulted in the dog's death and stuff, and just saying the habit that her son has, she was trying to say that he was the one who really did commit the action that killed the dog and stuff. And then yeah, she was just telling Judge Alex a whole bunch of nonsense about how she was on her phone talking to her friends and stuff, just, and how she was trying to call the plaintiff and stuff and talk to her, tell her about the dog dying, and just yeah, it's just she's just saying a whole bunch of nonsense and stuff, and then she finally just says what she actually ended up doing with the dead dog body, one like she really couldn't get in touch with anyone about it to help her, and just what she does is, to dispose of the dog body. It just does. Oh man, this is absolutely this is absolutely like just cold and sadistic actions. Just what she does to the dog on his body, it's just like gross. And eventually, like in this case, like the plaintiff and her mother, they like start to flip out about like how the defendant is acting about of this whole thing. And honestly, I can't blame them for flipping out like this. I mean, she was responsible for the death of their loving pet, and she's just like this. The way she's acting here, I mean, I really don't blame them for getting so fed up. I mean, I probably would too. As someone who's lost two dogs, I really couldn't even begin to think like how it must feel to lose a dog this way. And it's just absolutely disgusting the way the defendant in this case is acting about it. And then yeah, she was then just like starting to like just like the defendant is like she just keeps like changing her story to Judge Alex about why she did not tell the plaintiff about the dog dying. And then yeah, then like she just like ended up like changing the story, and then she just like comes up with a bunch of, after like this whole stuff with like what she was just telling Judge Alex about all the stuff she was doing, like trying to call friends and stuff, then she like tries to come up with the excuse that her phone wasn't working. And it's just stupid. Like she just like was clearly lying, and just yeah, even Judge Alex finally ended up just lashing out on her. Like she was just like had absolutely no credibility. And yeah, and Judge Alex then eventually just ended up like telling her all off and stuff. And it was just absolutely ridiculous to see this kind of behavior. I mean, seriously. I mean, I can only imagine like how she would have felt if something like this would have happened to a pet of hers that she loved. I mean, I really would think that maybe she would have to go through the same thing and know how it feels. I mean, you remember like the judge I was talking about in the last video that I made? I really would actually like to see the defendant in this case actually come face to face with that judge, and yeah, this judge will like teach her a lesson. Like if you saw the last video I made, you saw like I was talking about like all the punishments that judge was giving to people. I would like to see this woman get like something like that done to her for what she did to this dog. Yeah, it's just absolutely disgusting. And honestly, like, and then she like has like a nonsense counterclaim for like total trash. Yeah, Judge Al, like she ends up like talking briefly about the counterclaim she's got, which is absolutely like useless. Yeah, and then yeah, Judge Alex then like in his verdict, he like said that he really couldn't like award the plaintiffs what they're suing for because he doesn't know for sure like whether the defendant was actually commit the action that killed the dog or her first son did, but Judge Alex then just ended up like giving them what they were suing for because of how the defendant here was acting. So yeah, and of course like he ended up like just giving them $5,000, and I don't know. I mean, is $5,000 like the maximum amount that a judge can give if for a person's claim? Because I honestly like would have liked to seen the plaintiff be awarded a lot more than that. I mean, yeah, I would have like just wanted this defendant just to be like totally like sued for absolutely everything that she's worth. So yeah, I mean, I really would have just like given this defendant a really big piece of my mind, just like tear her limb from limb. I can just really hope that she really did like face some criminal charges for this, and then yeah, and then the judge for that will end up like bringing her down to pieces. I just really would have loved to. I really just hope something like that happened to her. So yeah, just I guess this is just a sign. Like you should be careful about who you live with, and just really make sure you know it's someone you can trust with pets. Because yeah, you don't want something to happen to your pets like what happened to the to this dog. Like it's just disgusting. So yeah, okay. So yeah, I really don't want to talk like make it like a 15-20 minute video about this. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna wrap it up right here. But yeah, this is just absolutely disgusting behavior. And yeah, like I said, the whole video of the entire case on Judge Alex will be down in the description, and you can watch it for yourself and hear the whole story about this whole thing. Oh, sorry, almost knocked this over. All right, but yeah, that's just all I really can say about it. Just absolutely disgusting behavior, and just that's just like downright depressing. There's people like this in the world. All right, so yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about this. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed what I had to say about this, despite that this is a real cult subject. So yeah, but So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.